The Prime Minister, clearly aware of the anger he faces from ordinary people, tried to avoid public scrutiny by slipping in through a side entrance. But he didn't go unnoticed. A group of patriots waiting and watching spotted him, and they weren't about to stay silent. What followed was a heated confrontation. Starmer was met with shouts, abuse, and open fury from Scots who feel betrayed and ignored by his government. This wasn't a staged event, this wasn't orchestrated, this was raw public anger boiling over right in front of the cameras. Patriots in Scotland made sure their voices were heard. They weren't letting him hide, and they weren't letting him off the hook. Let's have a watch, but first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more.
What is this Starmer?
It is going to be Starmer, isn't it?
I know. Let's see if it is or not. Is it Starmer? He's going to be Starmer. Where is she? What in there? Where is she?
Go away! You're a horrible person!
Starmer is a wanker!
Starmer is a wanker! Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!
Where is she?
We hate you!
And there you have it. Keir Starmer caught red-handed trying to sneak through a side entrance, only to be confronted by the very people he's desperate to avoid. The message from Scotland is loud and clear. You can dodge the cameras, you can dodge the press, but you cannot dodge the people. Patriots will always hold you to account. If this is the reception he's getting now, it's only a sign of what's to come. The anger is real, the frustration is growing, and Starmer can't run from it forever. In other news, Sir Keir Starmer said that the potential of human rights laws in the UK was enormous in a 900-page manual on the Human Rights Act 1998 and the European Convention on Human Rights. Having obtained a copy of Sir Keir Starmer's 1999 book titled European Human Rights Law, the Human Rights Act 1998 and the European Convention on Human Rights. The book served as a manual for judges and lawyers on how to interpret human rights laws when they were introduced under Tony Blair's government back in 1998. Mr. Starmer was a human rights barrister at the time and edited the book. In the introduction he wrote, "Above all else, the HRA, Human Rights Act, represents a new way of thinking about law, politics, and the relationship between public authorities and individuals. Its potential is enormous, its effectiveness depends on the combined willingness of all of us to approach decision-making from a human rights perspective." The government says that it is working on reforming the ECHR to make it harder for illegal migrants to avoid being deported. However, the support from the PM for human rights laws will draw into question his commitment to these reforms. Last week, the now Home Secretary Shabana Mahmood criticised the UK's maximalist and extreme interpretation of the ECHR, after having suggested at a meeting with the European Court that it was losing public confidence and needed reform. Speaking Reform UK leader Nigel Farage said, Keir Starmer was a key figure in turning the Human Rights Act and ECHR into the overriding force in British law that it is today. He says he wants to reform human rights laws, but he wrote the how-to manual on how to use human rights laws. Meanwhile, former Conservative Cabinet Minister Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg said, "Does anyone think that Starmer models himself on Frankenstein and truly wishes to destroy the monster he created? Human rights law is the high point of his belief system, and he will never apostatize." In recent months, it has been reported on a number of cases where foreign criminals and illegal migrants have avoided deportation because of the ECHR's Article 8, the right to a family life. Perhaps most notably, this included the Albanian criminal who was allowed to stay in Britain due to his son's dislike of foreign chicken nuggets. Reform UK has announced its plans to withdraw from the ECHR and suspend the Refugee Convention as a way to implement mass deportations of up to 600,000 people. While the Conservative Party is currently conducting an internal review into whether the party's official policy will be to leave the convention too, we are still waiting for a comment from number 10. 10 chief executives of the worst performing NHS hospitals are earning more than Sir Keir Starmer, new data has revealed. In the government's published league table ranking the performance of all 134 hospital trusts in England, it has promised to dock the pay of the worst performing chief executives. Analysis of NHS trust accounts found that almost all hospital chief executives earn more than £200,000 each year. It means they take home more than the Prime Minister, earning £172,000 according to The Times. MPs received an annual basic salary of £93,000 each year. Health Secretary Wes Streeting vowed to hold the chief executives of the poor-performing hospitals to account and said he wants them looking over their shoulders. It could mean those presiding over the failing hospitals could be sacked or have their pay docked by up to £15,000. Those performing well will be incentivized and rewarded. Of the 10 lowest-ranking hospitals, the highest-earning chief executive was Professor Andrew Hardy. He is paid between £275,000 to £280,000. Mr. Hardy has been in the role since 2010 with University Hospitals Coventry and Warwickshire NHS Trust, the third worst ranking in the country under his remit. Jonathan Brotherton is also among the other high earners, having taken over the chief executive position in July 2023 for University Hospitals Birmingham NHS Foundation Trust. The hospital is ranked 128th out of the 134 trusts. His salary sits between £260,000 and £265,000, with another £165,000 to £167,500 going towards his pension. It makes his total remuneration more than £400,000. Under a new government scheme, poorly performing chief executives will be replaced by those with proven track records, and they will be rewarded with golden handshake bonuses up to £45,000 to take on struggling hospital trusts. Mr. Streeting declared that the scheme would ensure the hardest working leader will run the poorly performing trusts because they're motivated by public service. At Tuesday's King's Fund conference, the Health Secretary defended the use of hospital league tables after the approach was criticised by healthcare think tanks, which included the King's Fund. They said it was a poor measure of performance and created unnecessary incentives. Mr. Streeting said the new tables could lead to friendly rivalry between hospitals that would subsequently improve standards. Let's be honest, because they are competitive people, NHS leaders, they are going to be looking over their shoulders, he said. They are going to be looking at their peer group. They are going to be talking to their mates, and there is going to be some friendly rivalry, and that will help to drive up standards. Mr. Streeting said the criticism of league tables was elitist, and that the King's Fund saying they weren't meaningful doesn't wash for me. The rankings score hospital trusts on 30 measures, which includes finances and waiting times for operations, accident, and emergency. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.